Hey everyone, I'm Martin.
And I'm Shelley. Hope you all are having a very blessed, wonderful day today.
It's a beautiful day in the Ozarks. We're loving this weather. Anyway, before we get started, I've got a bunch of things I want to kind of cover today. And before we get going, if you could hit the subscribe button down below, the notification bell, turn the notifications to all. That way you won't miss knowing that we've got a brand new video up when it comes up. Okay, so we're sitting up here in the garden today because the garden has been the center of attention for the last really couple of months as we've been doing most of the work up here. Before it's all over with though, I'd like to take you down and kind of show you around where the cabin sits, and because that's something that we're building. We're in the middle of building, the thick of building, like 2 years ago right now, and just to let you know that yes, it is possible that we've been doing all of these things on our own, which answers the first question that we've had people ask about in some of the comments on previous videos is, are we really in our 60s? And if you can't tell by looking, yes we are. I'm 63.
65.
Shelley's 65. And we did start this whole project after we had gotten into our 60s. Now, just because we're in our 60s, we understand one of the other questions that we've got is, you know, not everybody can maybe do this because of health reasons and other maybe circumstances. But, you know, assuming that your health is in a place where you can do some of the work, you don't have to do the physical hard labor necessarily like we've been doing. But there's no reason why you can't do something. And I guess this addresses even another question is, you know, to do homesteading or off-grid living or something like that, there's always seems like there's this definition of what that means. And with the off-grid groups, it's like if you're connected to anything, you're not off-grid at all. And, you know, I kind of get that in a pure sense. That's kind of the way it is. But you have to understand that you know, nobody writes the rules for this stuff. You just have to be you and do what's right for you. And if that means, you know, that you plant a smaller garden, that's what works for you, then that's what needs to happen. If it means planting a big garden, you know, we're planting, I guess, a modest sized garden. What would you call this? I mean, is this a big garden that we've got? We'll show you around it here in a little bit, but
it's medium size.
Medium size.
Yeah, I think the way it is on raised beds, if it was just all tilled in ground, it would be huge. But I think this one is about what we need.
Yeah, well, because the area that we've set aside for it is almost 3/4 of an acre. The garden beds themselves don't add up to near that much, so it's not as big. I mean, I don't even know how to estimate it. Well,
I don't know.
We'll look at it and see, but it's you know, it fits what we want to do. It fits our style right now.
And two, we can build more if we need.
Yeah.
Because we can bring our fence back and build more, but this is what we start with.
Yeah, and so, you know, to kind of answer that question and deal with that, just be who you are. Just be yourself and make whatever works for you work for you.
Let me tell you, I was the one that got him to build more beds.
Yeah, I had my sights set on 9, and they were actually quite a bit of work.
Well, he wanted to put an orchard in, and I go, oh no, I don't think that would work in here. So I wanted to put my viney things out so it can spread around. You know, you got to have space for some of them viney things like zucchini and squash and things like that. And,
you know, just so that you understand it, you have to be okay with following your own path through this. And it really doesn't matter what your age is, whether you're young or older or somewhere in between, it really doesn't matter. And whatever fits your vision and your goals for your life, that's what needs to work with you. And don't worry about, you know, I got beat up pretty good by the off-grid people because we actually had a grid power supply coming in down here, and you know, honestly, our cabin from the very beginning, we've got it wired both ways, and it's wired about 1/3 of it is dedicated grid services, and about 2/3 of it is dedicated to off-grid, powered by the sun and batteries type of a system. And honestly, a flip of a switch will convert the whole thing over to 100% off-grid if I want to. But just because I had it set up that way, I was getting this feedback from people saying, well, you're not off-grid. Yeah, I get that, but I'm okay with that. And you have to be okay with the path that you choose as you're going through, this back to the land journey for yourself. And water was the same way. We
couldn't get our water until 7 months later to even dig a well. So we ended up having to actually wait on getting our city water or country rural water coming in. We had to wait, and I remember having it rain, and we were catching water in this ditch just to be able to get some cement for the cement water to mix up our cement. It was crazy back then.
We were dipping buckets of water out of the ditch.
Free water.
There's actually really videos on this if you go kind of back through our channel a little ways.
And it was actually free.
Yeah, it was free. I don't know, with the amount of work that it took to get it, I'm not sure how free it was. But yeah, and so the main thing is just, you have to be okay doing it your way, and you have to not worry about or be concerned about what other people think. I've had some feedback, well, where are your chickens and where are your goats? And I will tell you that we're never going to have goats. I've had goats in the past, and I'm not putting myself through that again. Life is too short for me to have goats. And Go ahead.
I do have friends who have goats, and if I need any goats something, I can get that from them.
Yeah, we have a friend that's got a huge goat dairy. So.
And we also don't have chickens because I know people around me that have chickens, and I could just go and get some from them.
Our lifestyle doesn't really lend itself to tending livestock every single day, and it would be just too much work, because we do like to do a little bit of traveling and are gone enough that we just don't want to have that kind of a hassle. Now, if things go really bad, we might change our mind to do that, but we're very happy to support people that have meat for sale, from livestock that they raise. We'll buy about a half a beef every couple of years, I guess, to do that.
I also like to hunt deer, so I will be getting some of my own food that way. And we like to fish, so we'll probably get some of our own fish, and do it your way.
Yeah, and that's just an example of, don't let other people put you in a box on what your dream and your vision is for, if you do have plans for trying to move back to the land at some point. And so anyway, that's that. Now, one of the other things that we've had so many subscribers come in, we're actually really excited. We'd like to welcome all of the new subscribers. They've been, some days there's been about 100 of them a day that's come in, and just to give you an idea of what our upload schedule is like, we usually have Sunday as our main video day, where we're actually doing things down here around the place, and kind of keep you up to speed on that. And then Wednesday is sort of dedicated to whatever series that we happen to be working on. Sometimes I'll make we did a 30-part series on moving back to the land, or creating a pathway of moving back to the land. And right now we're in the middle of one that's called creating sustainable income, which income is one of the big challenges. Maybe we'll even talk about that more next week, a little bit. But income is one of the challenges that you have or people have for getting started and keeping going on something like this. And that's a question that comes in a lot, is how do you get started financially on this kind of stuff? And right now we're in the middle of doing that series on Wednesdays. So that's what you'll see on a Wednesday. On Friday is our other upload day of the week, and that's just general stuff. Like this last Friday, we did a video on assembling this whole greenhouse thing that's here behind us. And so just random kind of things happen on Friday that don't fit into one of those other upload days. And she has got her own channel of devotions and things that she does around here that have been too busy to get caught up in the filming of. So
I've been filming, but I've slacked off a little bit because I've been a little bit busy with the garden, but I'll pick it up a little bit. And we've had nice weather too,
yeah.
So when I'm got nice weather, I'm out doing things in the garden and doing other things. So it just,
Now let me want to talk to you dreamers out there about that are just dreaming about doing something similar to this. And again, don't copy us. Don't even try to copy us. Just do whatever is in your heart to do when it comes to this. And find small places to start. But what we've got going down here is we've got a small little cabin. At some point we want to build a house, a little bit bigger house. Not big house, but bigger than our cabin is. Our cabin is only 400 square feet, so it's pretty small. And we've got way down back of the property is a little stream has a beautiful waterfall in it. Maybe I'll throw a little bit of a video of that on here so you can see that. And it's very peaceful. Other than when you're up here in the garden by the road, it's very peaceful, and that really fits our style. And even though our the decisions on how we've developed this haven't been pure in the sense of off-grid or homesteading, it really fits what we wanted to do, and that's important. If you're trying to find your way through somebody's dream and their vision, you're never going to be satisfied with it. So you really do need to find out what works for you, what works best for you, do what's right for you, and build out a life that fits for you. Just be yourself on that.
And I think too, when you do come into a piece of land, look at the layout of that land very carefully, because we might have rethought a little bit of things that we did here, but in fact we already had picked out a place to put a house, but afterwards we changed it. And so that's kind of what you'll be doing when you get a piece of land, is you're going to figure out, maybe I want it this way and maybe I want this way, but don't worry about change. Change is okay.
Yeah, we've changed a lot of things many times.
Yes.
So. Anyway, we're going to take you down, show you a little bit about around the cabin so you can see what that's like. I don't think we're going to do a tour inside the cabin just yet, but we'll get there. But that way you can see what the cabin area looks like, and just see what we're doing down here. And you'll love the cabin. I know that you will.
Winter's just ahead and trees are glaring at the ground below. Stealing all their leaves, all they're left naked except for some snow. We're building men that soon will melt and be forgotten, but we can't forget these times.
All right, so we just came down from the garden, and this is where our cabin is. And the cabin, of course, is on the left there. And this little building that you see off to the right is where all of our solar plant equipment is, and the batteries that powers everything, the inverter, all of that is inside that little cabin over there, or that little shed over there. And if you see the blue stuff out back, I've got a couple of tools under there that I use and just don't have room for inside anywhere. So this is our cabin, and it's got a small kitchen, a small bathroom with a shower, and a big kind of main room where it's kind of our bedroom and living room combination. Back, there's a deck back here that's shaded most of the time. This little structure that you see right here is our firewood shed, and the firewood, this is not our main storage area. Our main storage area is up the hill to kind of keep the bugs and the snakes away, and we just bring down about a tractor bucket full of wood once a week, and that takes care of our firewood needs in the wintertime. And there's another set of doors on the deck side of it, so we can come out the back door, grab some firewood and take it back in and feed the stove. And then there's woods. So yeah, we will give you a tour of the cabin real soon. We'll try to get that done in the next 2 to 3 weeks. All right, well, hope you enjoyed the little quick around the cabin tour.
Yes, and also the garden tour.
And the garden tour, yep. And you know, thanks again for subscribing and you know, sharing this journey with us. We love it. We love the lifestyle, and we're enjoying it every day. And what do you think?
I think I wouldn't trade it. And I was thinking too, I was always wanting to live on the lake, but I thought about that, and a lot of boats are on the lake around here, and it's noisy. Other than these silly cars going by here today because it's a weekend.
Going to the lake, yeah.
Yeah, being at the lake, they are going to the lake. But other than that, it's mostly peaceful here.
Yeah.
The birds wake me up in the morning, and I have to kind of figure out and try to identify each kind of bird I'm listening to, because there's a lot of them here, and I didn't realize how much a forest would be full of birds.
Imagine that, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and remember, hit the subscribe button, notification bell, and we'll see you next time.
You bet. See ya.
If you've enjoyed this video, give it a like and a share, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and the notification bell. See you next time.